It's a scam that's leaving shoppers broke in minutes. Thieves are using a sneaky $20 trick to swipe your debit card and wipe out your bank account.
Have you ever picked up a crisp $20 bill someone found and thought, lucky day? Think again. Scammers across the U.S. are exploiting that exact moment of distraction, handing you a $20 bill while an accomplice steals your debit card, captures your PIN, and drains thousands from your account in minutes. In 2024, U.S. consumers reported over $10 billion lost to fraud, with debit card theft and ATM withdrawals among the fastest-growing categories. This scam unfolds in seconds, empties accounts in minutes, and most victims don't realize what happened until the damage is done. Today, I'll be diving into how the $20 scam works, why it's working, and how to stop it cold before your hard-earned money disappears into the wrong hands. You shouldn't miss this. How the $20 distraction scam works on the street. What if the $20 someone says you dropped isn't really yours? It's bait. In the growing wave of pickpocket distraction attacks, the latest scam isn't online. It's in your grocery line, bus stop, or ATM queue, and it's happening right now in cities across the U.S. and worldwide. At its heart, this scam uses social misdirection to get you looking one way while a partner snatches your debit card or wallet. Unlike digital fraud, this is physical theft blended with psychological sleight of hand, and it can empty your accounts in minutes. Here's how the $20 distraction scam plays out in real life. A stranger approaches, smiling, with a crisp $20 bill. You drop this, they say, thrusting the note toward you. They may even push it toward your wallet, creating a sense of urgency. While you focus on the unexpected interaction, an accomplice slips their hand into your bag, purse, or jacket pocket and removes your debit card, often without either person making it obvious. In April 2025, a stranger approached Lucy from behind as she left a Ralph's grocery store and told her she dropped a $20 bill, and when Lucy took it, that's when the criminal's accomplice struck, swiping out her purse from her bag. What she didn't know was that the thieves had been following her when she paid at the grocery store, and as Lucy got to her car, she discovered that her cards had been swiped. In less than an hour, nearly $5,000 had been withdrawn from her linked bank accounts, and there was nothing she could do to stop it. This scam works because thieves combine three core strategies. Distraction. The $20 act feels innocent. You've literally been told you just lost money. Your immediate instinct is to look at the bill or wallet, not your surroundings. Proximity. While your eyes and brain are occupied, an accomplice can easily slip a hand into loose compartments or an open bag. Timing. Once the card is obtained, they act fast, visiting an ATM, POS terminal, or nearby store to drain accounts before victims even notice. Your mind does exactly what they want it to. Humans are wired to pay attention to sudden offers of cash or kindness, especially when it feels like a mistake you made. That split-second distraction, just long enough for a skilled pickpocket, is all it takes. Criminals in these rings often watch their targets first, observing where you keep your card and how easily it can be accessed. Distraction pickpockets have long been documented as a preferred method in crowded areas, and police data show snatch thefts and other personal item pickup crimes soared in 2024 to the highest levels in 20 years, with tens of thousands of incidents reported. The real cost isn't $20, it's what comes next. After the card is gone, scammers often use shoulder surfing or other tactics to capture your PIN as you pay or withdraw cash, leaving them full access to your account. In some reported cases, victims didn't realize their card was missing until checking their balance hours later, by which time thousands had been taken. Why victims don't realize their card is gone. The most dangerous moment isn't when the card is stolen, it's the calm right after. That quiet window, when nothing feels wrong, is where this scam wins. Victims don't scream, they don't panic. They walk away thinking the interaction was odd but harmless. And by the time the truth surfaces, the money is already moving. The first reason people don't notice their debit card is missing is cognitive overload. When someone tells you that you dropped money, your brain switches tasks instantly. Embarrassment, gratitude, confusion, all at once. Neuroscientists call this attentional tunneling, a state where focus narrows so sharply that peripheral awareness collapses. According to research published by the American Psychological Association, even brief social distractions can reduce situational awareness by over 50%. That's more than enough gap for a trained pickpocket. Your body notices before your brain does and ignores it anyway. Many victims report a fleeting sense of discomfort, a bag brushing their side, a zipper moving, a stranger standing too close. But the brain quickly rationalizes it away. It's crowded. I must have bumped into them. This is known as normalcy bias. The instinct right to assume everything is fine because nothing major has happened yet. Scammers rely on that instinct more than speed. There's also the wallet placement problem. Over 60% of victims of distraction theft were carrying debit cards in outer pockets or loose handbags, not zipped interior compartments. When cards are stored separately from phones, victims don't get the immediate physical cue. No missing phone, no broken strap, so the loss goes unnoticed. Debit cards are thin, silent, and easy to overlook. Then comes the delay multiplier, bank alert timing. According to Javelin Strategy and Research, nearly 41% of debit card fraud victims received no real-time alert during the first unauthorized transaction, especially when withdrawals occurred at ATMs or small retail terminals. Unlike credit cards, debit withdrawals often post instantly without a pending phase, meaning there's no buffer moment to trigger suspicion. By the time the first alert arrives, it's often a receipt, not a warning. Victims frequently discover the theft while checking balances hours later or when a transaction is declined. Law enforcement agencies, including the Los Angeles Police Department, have warned that organized distraction crews can drain $2,000 to $6,000 within 10 to 20 minutes of obtaining a debit card, particularly if daily withdrawal limits are high. Another psychological blocker is politeness paralysis. People don't want to seem rude by checking their bags immediately after an interaction. Social conditioning tells us to keep moving, not accuse, not make a scene. Criminal psychologists note that scammers intentionally choose victims who appear compliant or distracted, shoppers, commuters, tourists, because they're less likely to stop and inventory their belongings on the spot. Police say the delay is predictable and engineered. The scam is designed so victims leave the scene before realizing what's happened. Once distance is created, recovery becomes exponentially harder. And that's the point, because the real theft doesn't happen when the card leaves your bag. It happens in the minutes after, while you're still telling yourself everything is fine and happily holding a found $20 bill. The everyday locations crooks are betting you'll let your guard down. The places you feel safest are often where you're most vulnerable. Grocery store aisles, crowded subway platforms, parking lots, even your favorite coffee shop. These are the playgrounds for the $20 distraction scam. Crooks don't need to chase you down. They rely on routine behavior and social trust to do the work for them. Listen to Kinsley, a 52-year-old Chicago teacher experience. Last December, she was browsing holiday market stalls when a man approached her with a crisp $20 bill. "You dropped this," he said. She looked down, confused, and that was all it took. Moments later, an accomplice had slid her debit card from her bag. By the time she checked her banking app hours later, 3 small charges totaling $29.97 had already been posted, followed by daily hits that quickly added up to $420. This scam thrives in environments where attention is divided. Lines, escalators, public transit hubs, crowded parking garages. Criminal teams study these locations, knowing people rarely check their bags mid-interaction. In 2024, the LAPD reported that organized distraction thefts in high-traffic areas led to losses averaging $1,800 per incident. Even neighborhoods you trust aren't safe. Cafes, boutique stores, and local farmers markets provide the perfect mix of familiarity and distraction. Scammers exploit your politeness reflex. Most victims freeze, smile, or look down rather than suspect foul play. But it's not just the location, it's the method. The $20 scam isn't one trick. It's a category of coordinated distractions that you won't even know what hit you. The variations of the $20 scam, how crooks keep you distracted. The $20 scam isn't a single trick. It's a toolbox, and scammers switch tactics depending on who they're targeting. While the classic "you dropped $20" is the most notorious, criminals have refined multiple variations, all relying on the same principle: distract first, steal second. One common variation is change for $20. A stranger asks if you can break a $20 bill, often offering a larger sum to make it feel urgent. While your focus is on counting bills, an accomplice slides your debit card from an outer pocket or wallet. Another is the fake charity or street fundraiser. A person asks for a donation, distracting you while a partner sweeps your bag. Even ATMs have become hunting grounds. A scammer may accidentally bump into you while you enter your PIN, or a fake helper offers guidance on how to use the machine. By the time you realize something is off, the card can be cloned or used at nearby POS terminals. In 2023, over $2.5 million in losses were linked to ATM distraction scams in Los Angeles alone. The key to all variations is social compliance and psychological misdirection. Your brain naturally reacts politely or out of confusion, leaving you vulnerable for just long enough. Victims rarely detect the theft in real time, giving criminals minutes to act before funds are drained. Understanding these variations explains why the financial hit comes so fast. Once the card is gone, scammers don't just walk away, they move immediately to drain accounts, often before victims even realize what's happening. How accounts get drained in minutes, not days. Once your debit card leaves your bag, the clock starts sprinting. This is where the $20 distraction scam turns from an awkward encounter to a financial emergency. The theft itself takes seconds. The damage happens almost immediately after. Here's what most people don't realize. Scammers don't try later. They act right away. In many of these schemes, the person who distracts you isn't the same person who drains your account. The card is passed to an accomplice within minutes, sometimes to someone already waiting near an ATM, convenience store, or gas station. The first move is speed. Debit cards pull funds directly from your checking account, not a credit line. That means there's no buffer, no pending state, and often no instant fraud review. If the card supports contactless payments, criminals can tap for multiple purchases under daily limits without a PIN. If they've shoulder-surfed your PIN or watched you enter it earlier, they go straight to cash withdrawals. Law enforcement warns that most debit card drains happen within the first 15 to 30 minutes. That window exists because victims are still moving through their day, unaware anything is missing. By the time they reach their car, train, or home, withdrawals have already been posted. Why debit cards are the perfect target? For scammers, debit cards are the holy grail, faster, easier, and far more trust-tech than credit cards. Unlike credit cards, debit cards give thieves direct access to your checking account, which means money disappears instantly, leaving victims scrambling. Here's why debit cards are preferred in $20-style distraction scams: immediate access to funds, withdrawals, post instantly, there's no billing cycle buffer like a credit card. Weaker fraud protections. According to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, victims must prove unauthorized use to recover money, and banks often require a detailed timeline. That's much harder if the theft happened in minutes without witnesses. Contactless vulnerabilities. Many debit cards now allow tap payments under $100 without a PIN. A skilled accomplice can swipe multiple transactions in seconds. Mark, a 34-year-old NYC office worker, was leaving a subway station when a man handed him a crumpled $20 note, claiming he dropped it. Distracted, Mark didn't notice his card slip from his coat pocket. Within 10 minutes, the accomplice had made 3 contactless transactions totaling $315 at nearby vendors before Mark even reached the train platform. When someone appears polite, helpful, or apologetic, victims rarely question what's happening. Combined with the speed of debit card withdrawals, the scam becomes a perfect storm, a momentary lapse that leads to immediate financial loss. Knowing why debit cards are targeted is important, but understanding how fast these crooks can swipe out your life savings shows why acting fast is non-negotiable. Exact steps to block this scam before it happens. This scam only works when access is easy. Your job is to make access impossible. Preventing the $20 distraction scam isn't about paranoia. It's about removing the tiny openings criminals rely on during moments of confusion. First, change where and how you carry your debit card. Never place your card in an outer jacket pocket, loose handbag sleeve, or phone case. Use a zippered internal pocket or a card holder clipped inside your bag. The goal is resistance. Even a 1-second delay increases the chance you notice movement. Search for anti-theft crossbody bag internal clip to find designs built specifically for this. Second, disable contactless debit payments unless you truly need them. In most banking apps, this is listed under Card Settings or Manage Card. Search inside your app for Tap to Pay or Contactless Payments and turn it off. If disabling isn't available, set a low per transaction limit, ideally under $25, which blocks rapid tap sequences. Third, lower your daily ATM withdrawal limit. This is one of the most effective controls and one of the least used. Log into your banking app or call support and ask to set your daily cash withdrawal cap to $300 or less. Criminals rely on high default limits to drain accounts quickly. Fourth, enable instant transaction alerts for all amounts. Do not rely on large transaction notifications. In your banking app, turn on push alerts for every debit transaction, including $1 charges. This creates immediate awareness if your card is used seconds after a distraction. Fifth, rehearse a physical response. If a stranger approaches with money, stop moving, square your shoulders, and place one hand on your bag or wallet area. Politeness should never override physical awareness. Criminal teams look for people who continue walking while distracted. These steps reduce your risk dramatically, but no defense is perfect. If the card is taken anyway, the next few minutes determine how bad the damage becomes. That's where the response matters most. What to do in the first 15 minutes after it happens. After the distraction, time becomes your most valuable asset and your fastest enemy. The goal in the first 15 minutes is simple. Stop access, document everything, and lock down your financial perimeter. Step 1. Freeze the card immediately. Open your banking app and locate Freeze Card, Lock Card, or Disable Card. This stops new transactions instantly, including contactless payments. If your app doesn't offer this, call your bank's 24-hour fraud line without delay. Step 2. Report the theft as unauthorized activity, not suspicious charges. Use precise language. Tell the bank your debit card was physically stolen during a distraction incident. Ask for a fraud case number and confirm the exact time the freeze took effect. Step 3. Change your debit PIN and online banking password immediately, even if the card is frozen. Criminal networks often share stolen cards alongside partial personal information. Resetting credentials cuts off secondary access paths. Step 4. Scan recent transactions line by line. Look for small purchases, unfamiliar merchant names, gas stations, convenience stores, or ATM withdrawals. Write down the merchant name, amount, and time for every unauthorized transaction. This record strengthens reimbursement claims. Step 5. File a police report as soon as possible. Use your local non-emergency line or online reporting system. Banks frequently require a report number to finalize investigations involving physical theft. Step 6. Contact linked services. If your debit card is connected to mobile wallets, delivery apps, or subscription platforms, remove the card immediately. Search each app for payment methods and delete the compromised card. Once the immediate threat is contained, the final step is mental, locking in the lessons. The scams will evolve, but the rules for staying ahead of them don't change. This scam works because it feels harmless at the moment it happens. A $20 bill, a quick interaction, a moment of politeness, but behind it is coordination, intent, and your life savings handed over to a stranger. The real danger isn't the distraction, it's the delay. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Never let a stranger control your attention near your wallet. Never give debit cards easy access, and never wait to act once something feels off. Have you had this happen to you, or spotted a suspicious person lurking too close at the grocery store? Share in the comments. Your story could save someone. Subscribe and notify to stay protected. And next time someone gets too close, leave immediately and hold your purse close. Your money depends on it.